Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at Noon.
Berea police are looking for a man that attacked a Berea College student Sunday night.
Voting is underway across the Commonwealth.
Well, we have a lot of rain back toward the west, but that's not going to make it through us just yet. That comes tomorrow, and we'll really start to see that rain pick on up after a beautiful day today. And then the cold air comes rushing on in back behind that. And I'll show you how cold we go and if we see any snow chances coming up. WKYT News and Noon starts right now.
And good afternoon from WKYT News. I'm Barbara Bailey.
And I'm Bill Bryant. Here's what's happening at noon. It is Election Day here in the Commonwealth and across the country. Voters are casting their ballots in several key races. Here is a live look right now from the Hollow Creek precinct in Lexington. Turnout has been steady all day long, with many people waiting in some long lines in parts of the state.
Now, one of the nation's most closely watched battles is for the U.S. Senate between incumbent Senator Mitch McConnell and Democratic challenger Allison Lundergan Grimes. They both cast their votes this morning. WKYT's Sean Moody begins our 2014 election coverage with reaction from both of the candidates. Sean?
In polls throughout the year, Secretary of State Allison Lundergan Grimes and Senator Mitch McConnell have traded the lead back and forth. But in just a few more hours, all those polls won't matter anymore as the final votes come in. Workers at this precinct on West Maxwell said they've seen a little higher than usual turnout today. Grimes showed up to vote here around 7:30 this morning.
Good morning, guys. Good morning.
The latest WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll showed Grimes trailing McConnell 48% to 43%. Libertarian candidate David Patterson had 3%. Even though she's trailing, Grimes said she's expecting her supporters to push her ahead.
This is an exciting day. The people of the state are going to have the last word, and I think they're going to surprise a lot of the nation. They're ready for somebody that can finally bring the change that's needed to Washington and put the people of the state first.
McConnell cast his vote around 11 o'clock this morning in Louisville. His campaign managers have said they're expecting enthusiasm to push him to a win this evening.
Well, I'm hoping we're going to have a new majority to take America in a different direction.
Now we'll be on top of this race all day long and into the evening. Stay with us on WKYT and WKYT.com for the latest. In Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Sean, thank you. And as part of her duties as Secretary of State, Grimes has predicted about 49% of Kentucky's 3.1 million registered voters will turn out today.
And this midterm election day has big ramifications for Senator McConnell. Republicans are trying to edge out Democrats in 9 battleground states to try to gain control of the Senate, with McConnell in line to become the majority leader if that happens. Mark Albert is on Capitol Hill with more on Campaign 2014.
Steal the Senate and hold the House. That's the Republican battle plan this election day. But Democrats are not giving up hope.
I hope we'll have another 6 years in Washington to be able to be the voice for the people of the state.
9 of the 36 Senate races are considered toss-ups. According to the latest CBS News Battleground Tracker, Republicans are likely to add 6 Senate seats, just enough for a 51 to 49 majority. If the GOP takes back the Senate for the first time in 8 years, Kentucky's Mitch McConnell, who is expected to win re-election, would be in line to become majority leader. He has promised to push Republican priorities like the Keystone XL pipeline and changes to President Obama's health care law.
Obviously, the president is the only person who can sign something into law. So whether we can make much progress in the next 2 years depends upon him.
Some political analysts say high voter turnout could help Democrats hold on to the Senate. But pollsters expect turnout to be low, with more voters fed up than fired up.
We've been talking about this as a base election. If the number of moderates, people who identify themselves as moderates, is very low, then we'll know that people looked at this, they just got sick of it, and they said, I'm going to do something else other than vote today.
Control of the Senate may not be determined overnight, with late results from Alaska, Colorado, and Iowa. Polls show Georgia and Louisiana are also likely headed for runoff elections. Mark Albert for CBS News, Washington.
Now, candidates and outside groups have spent a record $3.67 billion on this midterm election.
And there are also several mayor's races in central Kentucky. Of course, in Lexington, the incumbent Jim Gray going against challenger Anthony Beatty. In Richmond, incumbent Jim Barnes faces a serious challenge from City Commissioner Laura Durham King. Georgetown Mayor Everett Varney is also in a close battle with former Mayor Tom Prather. There will be a new mayor in Nicholasville. John Martin and Pete Sutherland are each vying for the city's top office. And in Winchester, it's a repeat of 2010 incumbent Ed Burtner facing challenger Ralph Harrison for the second straight election.
And if you're planning to head out to the polls this afternoon, the weather should not be a problem. In fact, it's looking like a very nice afternoon. Temperatures closing in on the 70-degree mark. But some changes are coming for tomorrow. Let's go to WKYT meteorologist Micah Harris live in our First Alert Weather Center. Micah?
Well, it looks like we're in the lower 60s right now, so we really are starting to get those temperatures up, even without the sunny skies. I mean, we have clouds overhead, and we're still sitting there in the 60s. So that means, you get that really big increase of those southerly winds, and that pumps in that moisture and also that warmer air. I'm about to say warm air, but warmer air. And toward the afternoon, we'll be there in the mid to upper 60s. Not many of us will see 70 degrees, maybe down south if you get a little bit more sunshine, but we'll be sitting right around 67. It's perfect for voting. You got to love it, and we're staying dry. Clouds on the increase later on this evening, and you go off into the night and into tomorrow. That's when we start to see some rain move on in. And I'm not just talking a couple of showers here and there. This is a big front. So you better just go ahead and enjoy what we have today. Take that nice walk, go do a little voting, and maybe out on the patio, have a nice little backyard barbecue later on this evening, because that big front comes through and gives us a lot of rain to deal with. A pretty good soaker along with it too, especially overnight and into tomorrow. That's when we're going to be seeing a lot of that kind of moving on in. So widespread rain expected for tomorrow. And our focus of the forecast, we hold on to just savoring the moment. That cold blast is going to usher in that not only cold air, but some of that rain could turn into a little snow. And we'll see how that turns out in the days to come. I'll show you that 7-day coming up in about 10 minutes.
All right, Micah, thank you. The candidates in Lexington's mayor's race cast their ballots this morning. Incumbent Mayor Jim Gray looking to serve the city for another term. He's up against former Chief of Police Anthony Beatty. WKYT's Rebecca Smith caught up with the candidates. She continues our campaign 2014 coverage. Rebecca?
His vote. For the last year, Lexington's mayoral race has centered around topics like the renovation of Rupp Arena, also public safety. It's been a year of back and forth between the candidates, current Mayor Jim Gray, who's seeking a second term in office, and former police chief Anthony Beatty. Election day is here, and both candidates say they feel confident about their chances of winning.
We put creating jobs together with running our government efficiently and then building a great city. You put all of that together, and that's a framework for us to really give our citizens opportunity.
But we've had the opportunity to bring issues to light. This campaign was focused on issues, not personalities. And so we feel good about what we've done to raise the level of awareness about those issues that are important to our community.
Both candidates agree on a few topics like climate change and reducing the city's carbon footprint, also the encouragement of biking and walking as a way to deal with environmental issues. Also, they both see job creation as a way to reduce overall crime in the city. Reporting in Lexington, Rebecca Smith, WKYT.
Thank you, Rebecca. And whoever wins Lexington's race for mayor will have a big issue on the plate: whether Time Warner Cable will be taken over by Comcast.
Now, we hope you'll stay with WKYT News throughout the day for complete Election Day coverage. We'll also be continuously updating the results at WKYT.com. And then, of course, join us tonight for a special extended election special coming up on the CW. That will be from 6:30 until 8 o'clock. The CW Lexington will be live from 6:30 until 8 o'clock with continuing election coverage. We'll have race results, analysis, and bring you some live speeches.
Now, other news today, a safety alert has been issued for a Central Kentucky college after a woman was reportedly attacked on campus. Berea College Public Safety said it happened around 11 o'clock last night. A female student says she was walking back to her dorm when a masked man approached and threatened her with a knife. WKYT's Sam Smith is in Madison County now with the latest in this Crime Tracker report. Sam?
Berea police are working with campus safety officials to catch the attacker and to make sure other students stay safe. And the way they're doing that is by stepping up patrols. Sunday night around 11 o'clock, a female student was going back to her dorm, Elizabeth Rogers. As she walked to the back door, a man she describes as a white male with a gruff voice, black shoes, black sweatshirt, and a ski mask approached her. She says she was forcibly taken across the back parking lot and to a dumpster at knife point. But that's where the attack ended. Nothing else happened to her. She was not harmed. The attacker ran away. Police say this is a reminder to take extra precautions when walking around at night.
If it's late at night and they want to walk across campus and it's dark, they can always contact public safety and get an escort. We would encourage them to do that. There are call boxes around campus where they can call public safety if something happens.
Students I talked with today say what happened was completely out of the ordinary for this area. In Berea, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Sam, thank you. And campus public safety will send out any updates directly to students. Anyone who saw anything Sunday night is asked to contact police. Investigators say a man was killed in a fiery overnight crash in central Kentucky. It happened around 2 this morning on Hubble Road, about a mile south of Kentucky 52 in Boyle County. The coroner says it appears the driver of a truck lost control and crashed into a tree. The truck then caught fire. The victim's body is now being sent to Frankfurt for an autopsy.
Well, we've learned today just how quickly time is running out. If you want to check out that massive sinkhole at the National Corvette Museum in Kentucky, in about 3 weeks now, crews will begin filling that sinkhole and finish repairs to the Sky Dome. Museum leaders hope to have it all finished up by July. The sinkhole that damaged 8 Corvettes in February has become a major attraction itself for the museum. And if you want to see it for yourself in person, again, you only have until Saturday. Road trip to see the sinkhole.
I know, really. I'm all in.
LexArts and Kroger have announced that 3 artists will be painting murals for the new store on Euclid Avenue.
The Herald Leader is reporting that the local artist will paint a mural on the side of the building facing Marquis Avenue. The 2 other smaller murals will be inside the store. John Lackey of Homegrown Press will do the exterior mural. UK Associate Architecture Professor Liz Swanson and Broco Loco's Aaron and Jared Scales will paint the interior murals. The work on the murals, I've been adding an extra syllable in there, haven't I? The murals, thank you, is set to begin right away.
The nice pictures. There you go.
The nice pictures.
Hey, keep it here on WKYT News. On this election day, we're coming back. Convicted killer Joran Vandersloot says he was attacked in prison, but officials are denying his claims.
We'll have the latest on the conflicting reports next on Kentucky's #1 Midday News.
Also ahead on WKYT, Taylor Swift is ditching Spotify after her latest blockbuster release. More on that breakup coming up on WKYT News at noon.